my name's Miss Quinn. I am the assistant head teacher attached to the year group this year. So in year 7, your children had Miss Henderson. In year 8, you had Miss Yavaris. And this year you have me. So I'm just going to kind of go through some key information for year 9. We will see each other quite a lot this year because it's a really important year. They've got a lot of decisions to be making. So this is what we're going to cover this evening. We're going to just look at some key staff for your children for this year. A reminder really, because you will have seen this before, but our home learning, home study for year 9, what that means, assessment processes, digital safety, some of the key pushes that we've been given to students this week and last week. We just want to give to you as well so you can echo that at home. Sorry, I'm just letting some stragglers in. And enrichment, and then some key dates, which will be really, really important this year because, as I said, we have got a really important year. So for those of you who've just come in, welcome to the Year 9 Parents Information Evening. This year, this is your children's year team. So as I said, I'm Miss Quinn. I'm one of the assistant head teachers. Oh, it says year 7 there. I apologise. It should say year 9. And then we've got Mr. Dawson over as the deputy head teacher over the year group. He's over Key Stage 3 this year. We've got Mrs. Wilson, who you will know already. She is with us until the end of year 9. So she's over year 7 to 9. And then we've got Miss Osborne. She's still the head of year. She'll be the head of year right up until year 11. And then we've got a learning mentor who started last year, and that is Danielle Prendergast. So we've got a lovely team there this year. I'm really, really excited to be working with year 9. I'm always a year 9 assistant head teacher, and I do the options process with the year group, which I love, and getting people in the right place on the right pathway. So just, and you may have seen this on our school socials, just a little kind of, I suppose, celebration with you all that Chiltern High School achieved the most number of higher grades in Manchester. So it's the best results we have ever had. And it is a real record-breaking moment. So we're really, really excited to share this with you. We achieved record-breaking set of results for our school, but we are really up there in the Manchester schools. So we just wanted to give a big shout out to last year's year 11. They worked incredibly hard. They deserve everything that they've got. A big thank you to the teachers and the year team, because if it wasn't for them pushing them through and challenging them and making sure they are revising, then they wouldn't have got where they are now, and hopefully off to be successful. The reason why I'm sharing that with you is because when the last year's year 11 started, to get into good habits was year 9. And I've been into the assembly of your children's assembly a couple of times now over the last 2 weeks. And I keep saying it to them and they're probably getting annoyed, but my job is to get them Key Stage 4 ready. So we're going to spend year 9 getting them into really good habits, which a lot of them are anyway from year 7 and 8, particularly year 8. And we're going to get them Key Stage 4 ready so that they can be more successful than last year's year 11, which would be amazing. Not that I'm that competitive. So yeah, we've done really, really well last year, and we're going to keep pushing and we're going to keep getting better and better. But the aim is to get your children Key Stage 4 ready this year. We have updated our school website. It's very fancy now. There is a year 9 information hub, so we've got a separate kind of year group area. So just to let you know that if you need any information about options when it starts coming out, if you've got any questions, hopefully it's all answered there. If not, our contact details are on the second slide. Welcome to everybody who's just come in. And I've had about 10 people come in. So I'm Miss Quinn. I'm the assistant head teacher attached to your children's year group this year. So on the school website, we've got lots of information. And like I said, we've got a hub just for year 9 here. So we'll populate that with the information as we go along. But it's quite easy to navigate. This year, so every year the children have a form time curriculum. So first year in year 7 it was Future Foundations, year 8 it was Chorlton High Edge. This year, again getting the Key Stage 4 ready, is all about SSAT. So it's a nationally recognised qualification, and you are graded bronze, silver and gold. And the idea is that we oh, sorry, I've just had a chat there. Let me just open chat. The idea is that we get them ready for Key Stage 4 and we develop their leadership skills. I don't have the link to the Year 8 meeting. I'm really sorry. Please could a message passed on to the Year 8 meeting will not be open. Okay, yes, I will message them shortly. Apologies that that's not working. So in the form time curriculum, what's great about SSAT to get bronze is we are evidencing things that they do all of the time. And this is why I really, really like SSAT as a form time curriculum, because it's very evidence-based. But what we want the students to be aware of, as a lot of it they'll be doing already. So if your child is in a club outside of school, they can get accredited for it in school in SSAT, and it can go towards their qualification. When students apply for colleges, which, although that sounds like it's a long way away, it really isn't. It's going to go like that. They will talk about SSAT and they will talk about how they got bronze, silver or gold. And we're going to spend all of year 9 doing that. And then in year 10, they'll do something slightly different. The idea of our character curriculum, as you might know from last year, is to develop their personal development. It's to develop the community of belonging. It's to develop their leadership skills. So the idea is we're developing character all the time so that by the time they get to year 11 and they start applying for the colleges, they've got a massive body of skills to get them where they need to be. We know that competition for colleges is getting stronger and stronger. It's getting more and more challenging getting into colleges. So we're trying to give your children everything that we can to help them build to be, obviously academically successful, but also to have character and to have leadership skills and to develop their qualities of success, to be confident speaking in front of people, to have interview techniques. So all of these things enable our students to be more successful moving forward to Key Stage 4. So evidence can be done in many different ways. It can be something that they've done in school. It can be something that they've done outside of school. It might be a certificate. Is there evidence? It might be a postcard. It might be a photograph of them helping the neighbour take the bins out. It can be anything. It's really, really flexible. And I think as a whole year group, now that I've met them for nearly 2 weeks, there's some very impressive students in this year group. We should say 100% should get bronze, absolutely, because they seem pretty dedicated. But I'd really like to push the silver and the gold. So on the slide now, you can kind of see this is the basic version of the criteria because I didn't want to overwhelm, but it's just to show you the kinds of skills. So having responsibility, using skills to help others, contributing to my community, and leading a team. So what we're going to work on them with students over the next few weeks, Mrs. Wilson is putting together kind of a package of the models of what they can do. So in the past, we've had some students who wanted to lead the starter of a PE lesson. So they did the warm up for PE. I teach drama. So I've had students approach me before and say, can they teach a little bit of the drama lesson, and planned it with me. And then they've delivered a bit of the drama lesson and they love it. So there's loads of different creative ways that we can help your students progress. If your student is not that way inclined and they wouldn't feel confident do that, we've got a big kind of body of examples that we will share with them over the next few weeks. So they should be talking about SSAT and leadership, hopefully, but that's just to let you know that that is their form time curriculum this year. So home learning and home study for year 9. So it's not too dissimilar to last year, except obviously students are in an art selective now. So students have opted for dance, drama, music, art or music tech. And as part of that, they'll get a termly creative project in their art selective. And there's flexibility with that. So for example, I teach drama, and my drama students have been given lines to learn last week for this week because they've got a little script to perform this week. But they'll be given a kind of bigger project, a big performance project over the next few weeks. But that's termly. Other than that, it's very, very similar to year 8, as you can see there on the slide. Home learning and home study, just a reminder really of the study skills online. So we've got all of these websites, we've got all of these support platforms to help you support your children. Maths team still run Sparks Club every Thursday after school. The homework clubs and enrichment clubs I'll go on to in a little bit. That's another slide. That's coming very, very soon. So although we're week 2, I think we're only day 5. So we're just kind of getting on our feet. Microsoft Teams is almost all set up for students to use. Again, just a reminder of all the different things that are there to support your students. If anyone has any issues with logging on, just contact the year team and we'll support that, or getting the children to get in touch with us on Teams once it's up and running. We have run the home study habits again this year. So that's our scholar kind of curriculum. So what we want to kind of drive with you guys at home is the same thing. So have a plan, organise your resources, maximise study habits and evaluate progress. So we will start driving that towards the progress tests in the spring term. Year 9 assessment is the same as last year. It worked last year, so we've kept it the same. So progress test 1 will be in spring 1 and progress test 2 will be in summer 2 in all subjects. Same as last year, they'll get a timetable, they'll have to populate themselves apart from core. We will help them with revision techniques and revision skills in form time and in assemblies, and then the curriculum areas will help with them with how to revise. This is the moment where we want students to be in really good habits to get ready for year 10 and 11, because obviously year 10 and 11, they're taking their qualifications, their exams start in year 10, their NEAs start in year 10. So in foundation subjects, they'll be completing coursework right from the second they start in year 10. So it's a big change and we don't want to shock them. So what we want to do this year is get them ready for year 10. That is the aim, and that's what we're working really, really hard on. Focus on effort. As I've been around the lessons over the last few days and popping in, the students look great. Students are working hard, they're tracking their teacher, they're listening, and we want to really keep driving that. So we've got our scholar habits and we've got our conduct habits that we're going to keep going over and over and get them to be really good scholars for the year. A question that's kind of asked each year, pathway choices for year 8 into 9, which they are now. They've got their art selective, and then obviously at some point this year, they are going to choose their GCSE or vocational options, which I'll talk a little bit later on. That'll probably where we may get most of the questions. Apologies, my chat keeps flipping in and out, so I can see a question come up and then it keeps going off, so I will look at it in a second, I promise. In year 9, English, you have mixed ability classes in English for the whole year, which worked really, really well over the last couple of years. And then we've got the proof is in the pudding now with our GCSE results last year's year 11. They had mixed ability. And maths and science, they have broad ability banding, so they are also broadly mixed ability. It's working really, really well, and where it doesn't work well, we've got real flexibility between the classes and the teachers, and we can move students around to get the dynamics right, to get the room a positive learning environment. 9 into 10, as I said, will choose their options for GCSE, which I'll talk a little bit about. Reading, we continue with our reading. We ask for a minimum of 1 hour per week. We do reading in form time, as we do every single year. So we are kind of encouraging that. We want students to be a scholar, read with fluency, and get into real routine habits of reading every single day. Ideally, you want to be doing more, but we are doing that in lessons as well. So the curriculum areas have added reading as part of their curriculum, which is great. And we know from research that the idea is the more they read, the more they learn, the better scholars they become, better GCSE results and vocational results at the end of year 11. Okay. Our learning environment, again, this is the same as last year. So I understand that some of this is repeated, but these are the messages that your children are getting all day, every day. So we wanted to let you know and remind you guys as well as the students. So again, you can echo that at home. So we want our learning environment to be calm and focused, to have habits and routines, and to embrace struggle and repetition. And that's really, really important. We need to get things wrong to learn how to get them right. And that getting things wrong in lesson is okay. And building up their, resilience. That's really, really important. So that's just a little bit more information. We keep driving this with students in assembly. We're driving it with them in curriculum areas, and we're doing it in form time as well. And it is having an impact. Walking around the building, being in lessons, it's a really positive learning environment. Students asking questions, students really taking in tracking the teacher, learning from them. It's really lovely to see. We've had a great start to the year this year. It's a very exciting time. So how can you support your students at home? Again, actively look at exercise books, celebrate their books. Their books are beautiful in year 9. Like, we've only been here a few days, they're already beautiful. Celebrate them, ensure that they have the stationery that they need, so pen, pencil, ruler, etc. If your child or you guys haven't got that and you need support, we've ordered a load of stationery in. Just let us know and we'll support your child. We can get them, or if they struggle with organisation, we can support that. Me and Miss Osborne can support that as the year team. Just let us know, email us, and we will help. And then, how can parents support this habit of home learning, being a scholar at home as well as in school? Just make sure that they've got a good night's sleep and they're ready to learn. Ask them questions about the day. I realised that not everyone, I asked my daughter how her day is and she just shrugs her shoulders. So I understand we don't always get out of our children what we want. But I suppose that positive environment at home, making sure they've got somewhere that they can learn, they can do homework. And if there's any issues, communicate with us and let us help you. That's what we're here for. Enrichment. Okay, so enrichment is going to start week 3. So our after school clubs will start week 3. Our after school revision sessions and catch up sessions have already started this week. The booklet for enrichment will come out to you at some point this week, and you can book on the same as it's been for the last few years. It's Mr. Rayworth who's in over enrichment this year again. So any issues, you can contact him. But the idea is that we want students to be actively participating in enrichment where possible. Again, we want to develop their enrichment skills. We want them to attend clubs. It's great to write in college applications, but more importantly, it develops so many amazing skills outside the classroom, and they get to make new friends, especially things like the musical. They're all bookable through Arbor as usual, and you'll find out this week how to book. Again, any issues, contact Mr. Rayworth. Okay, so enrichment in terms of anything outside the classroom. So we've got our Ellie days in the summer term, and for your students, this is the last year that they'll have a sports day, because year 10, it's more curriculum focused on Ellie days. So we'll have visitors in. We'll also continue with our social action plays through our EPR and Respect curriculum. So they get to watch a play in the Blue Box Theatre at least once this year. And it's always about something that's going on in society. And we continue that reflection and conversation in EPR and Respect. So that continues this year. Information on that will come to you over the next few weeks. Community pledge. So at Chiltern High, as you know, and I know that you know because when I was here, I was on maternity last year. So in year 7, your students were, and you guys were some of the most generous students and family, because we raised so much money in year 7. So this year we continue our pledge to support each other, to support different charities, to support things that are happening that are impacting our local community. So this year we've got Year 7 looking at homelessness, Year 8 are looking at health and wellbeing, Year 9, our year group are looking at child poverty, which is something I'm really passionate about. Year 10 are looking at hate crime, and Year 11, as they are very, very busy with exams, they look at food banks and they do donations. So students don't just run charity drives as part of the community pledge. That's not the idea. The idea isn't just to do a bake sale because you want to do a bake sale at break time. The idea is we drive the community pledge through form time curriculum as part of SSAT, and they can be accredited for it. But more importantly, we educate them on what's going on in our city and in our country. So we don't just kind of do a charity drive for the sake of it because we want to get points for SSAT. We teach them like the context, why we're doing it, because child poverty is on the rise. Millions of children can't afford school uniform, can't afford food. Millions of families are struggling. So we want to educate the students so that then they feel empowered to help other people, to help our own school food bank or community room, where if families are struggling for a winter coat, we've got winter coats here at Chiltern High. So what we want to do is we want to educate, and then we want students to be empowered, and then we want them to drive and build their leadership skills and drive that forward through the community pledge. And then on top of that, they'll be accredited for SSAT. And that's kind of like pushing to silver and gold as well. So I will move on to digital safety. This is an issue that we have every single year. A reminder that your students log on for school. They've been told this, but this is just for you guys to echo this at home. To make sure that they have changed their password from their original password that was given to them in Year 7. So some students still have their old password. Please make sure that they are, if you've got accounts, that they're using mixing uppercase and lowercase lettering. All of the kind of basics that you know with your own kind of security online, and keeping safe online is obviously really, really important. The social media incidents increase as the years go on from 9, 10 and 11. Please make sure that you are keeping a check on your children's phones. I'd say 8 out of 10 behaviour incidents that I deal with as an assistant head teacher stem from social media. Make sure, don't give them a smartphone if possible. I know that's a bit harder as they get older. Check age restrictions, check location services, check their phones. As I say, the large majority of issues in schools stem from social media, and it can get really, really messy. Having a think about TikTok and the algorithms. You will have seen this in the news. I think it was BBC. It can take 2 minutes, 30 seconds for an algorithm to take a student down a really, really dark path. So it's making sure that you are aware and you are educating them, as we are in school, of the dangers, especially something like TikTok. TikTok can be really, really toxic. Set screen times. We've got lots of students who get locked out of their phones after school because their screen time has been increased over the weekend, or maxed out, sorry. And again, check their phones. This is just advice that we are giving students and advice that we are giving parents. National Online Safety website has loads of resources. It's a really, really good website. It has loads of resources to support parents. If you are struggling with your child in social media and you need support, we've got an incredible digital team here. Please just let us know and we'll support in any way that we can. A reminder about our communication charter. So this hasn't changed, but again, it's a new year. We've all had 6 weeks off and we've forgotten what we're doing. So it's just a reminder of our communication charter, which is on the website. But the key messages are, if you email a teacher like a curriculum question or a general question, the teacher has 3 working days and within working hours to respond. If it is an urgent query, obviously that doesn't apply. That would go straight through to leading the school. So a senior leader running the school at that point will take that on, or head of year. if it's urgent, or safeguarding. Teachers will be teaching, so it's really sometimes tricky to respond straight away. As I said, if it's urgent, then contact one of the year team and we'll be able to get back to you a little bit quicker. Meetings should always be pre-arranged with members of staff. The aim is to plan a meeting within 5 working days. If you would like to have a summary of the full community, that's just kind of the highlights really. If you'd like the full communication charter, it's all available on our website, and we've got a new parent notice board as well. So the new website's very fancy and very, very easy to navigate compared to the old one. So have a little mooch around there, and we've got our own Year 9 page, which will begin to populate over the next half term with all of the information. A reminder that all students get a free, and staff get a free breakfast every single morning. There's no charge, and you can get from 8 o'clock in the morning. Students can get in, they can get toast, porridge, fruit. Oh, sorry, I'm in the drama room and it's got automatic lights. So I'm going to have to stand up now and I'm going to have to do a little dance to get the lights back on. There we go. The joy of saving energy. Okay, and then at break time, we also offer a free break time snack. Okay, so we've got porridge, toast and fruit. That is every single day for every single student, regardless of background, and every single member of staff. Lots of people take up on our canteen up on it, but not enough. So we've got this food, let's get them fed, let's get them healthy, let's get them ready for the day. They might have skipped breakfast because they've legged it out because they got up late, or they might need 2 breakfasts like my daughter does. I think sometimes she eats 3 breakfasts. So please encourage your children to, you know, from 8 till kind of 8:25, free food. Who doesn't like free food? Okay, so this is one of our big drives this year. So we started looking at it and kind of QAing it last year, and we've been in assembly today, actually, with Mrs. Wilson, our head of school, and we've been highlighting Look Your Best. So this is a huge drive for school because the uniform in our year group is by far the best. I'm happy to say the assembly this morning, they were immaculate. So it's just a reminder that students do need blazers every single day. We need to make sure that they have got their equipment every single day. So tutors check equipment during form time now, making sure they've got everything that they need to be successful. Where they don't, we'll support them. And where families are struggling, we'll support them. So please don't feel like you have to get everything now. If you need anything, please just give me an email. Shirts tucked in. A big bugbear of ours, making sure shirts tucked in, blazers on, and the tie should be right up here, and it should have 7 stripes. So there should be 7 stripes visible on the tie, so we are looking our best. To be fair to the year group, they looked gorgeous this morning, but what they are in bad habits of is as soon as they leave the theatre and they're out of our sight, the blazers come off, the shirt comes untucked, the tie comes down, and they look scruffy. So we want students looking their best so they are ready, positive attitude for learning. The other issue that we've got, this is, so if you've got any siblings where I've done these parental events before, is hoop earrings. Hoop earrings are not allowed in school. Necklaces on show are not allowed in school. You are allowed earrings, but it needs to be stud earrings. I'm actually demonstrating stud earrings today. So please, will you just remind your students that hoop earrings are not allowed. So if they walk out with hoop earrings, Miss Quinn said no. I'm obviously in the lines, going down the lines and making sure they are removing them. And, you know, they are doing it respectfully. Oh, sorry, miss, I forgot. They're doing really well. So best, looking your best. Bonus points to parents who say that at home. Love it. You'll make your children cringe. But that is what we are driving. A couple of messages from the senior leadership team about walking home. So we know over the last couple of years around Chiltern Park and around the schools in the area, we've had a lot of incidents. So please, we are just reminding you to be safe, your children to be safe walking to and from school. Not walking through the park alone, walking with your friends. Definitely not having mobile phones out that are visible to anybody. Mobile phones are away. If they are wearing earpods or headphones, making sure that they've got one out and one in so that they are aware of their surroundings, because as it starts getting darker, that's when the community issues start coming in, as we know from previous years, and we just want everybody to stay safe. One of the biggest issues we've got with our children now that we are a fully no phone school is that at the end of the day, they've not had the phone all day, and it's kind of like, oh, I need to get my phone. That's great. That's absolutely fine. They want to check in with families, let them know they're okay. But they are kind of glued to their phone leaving the building. And I'm on duty on the front gate, and I see them with their head down walking up to Chiltern Park, and we have to remind them, please put your phones away. There's lots of questions come on chat. I'm sorry, it does keep flipping out. I'm going to load the chat up at the end and try and answer all of your questions. I promise I'm not ignoring you. Making sure green cross code, old school, looking left and right. But, you know, where possible, not walking alone, especially as it's coming up to, you know, autumn. It's starting to already get dark as the days go on. So we just want everybody to be protected. We're doing patrols of the park, SLT. We've got our SLT at every exit every single day. So we're supporting in that way. Again, any issues or concerns, please let us know. Attendance. So we're going to do big attendance drives. Our attendance is getting better and better. We know that when students attend school, they learn more, results are better. We just want to offer loads of rewards to students who are attending, you know, every day, doing their best, trying their best. I know obviously there will be exceptions to that. But, you know, it's really, really important that we push that at home and get our students in. If you are struggling getting your child in, please contact our incredible attendance team. They work tirelessly to get people into school, and they are amazing at supporting families if you are struggling getting your child into school. As I said, the aim is to get your children Key Stage 4 ready. And we know that students who attend get good results. OK, they are working with staff all day, every day, and they're in their lessons. They're active participants. They are tracking their teacher. They are learning. OK, so that is just a push that we are pushing with our students as well. For the large majority of students, I know obviously there is, you know, we do have exceptions. Okay, so here's some key dates for your diary. So we're nearly there, guys. Only 34 slides on a Tuesday evening. So key dates. So the first thing is the Year 9 options process is going to start this term. It'll actually start in a few weeks. And the way that starts is we have curriculum leaders of option subjects like drama, geography, history, dance. They come into our students' assemblies and they present their curriculum and say, choose us. So this is before any kind of like parental involvement. It's just to get the students to start thinking about being in their lessons that they're in now and thinking, do I want to take this through to GCSE? Do I want a qualification in this subject? And it's a big decision. Some students are already ready. Some students are panicking. They're thinking they don't know what to take. So just to let you know, our curriculum leaders will be in assemblies this term. So your children might start talking about, oh, I'm thinking about geography over history or vice versa. We have a Year 9 options evening for parents and students on Thursday, the 22nd of January, 2026, which sounds strange saying. And for those of you who've had children go through the school before, that is a big evening where we have a head teacher's speech twice, maybe 3 times because it's a big year group. And we have all of the options curriculum areas. They have a little stand. They have student work, student books, texts that we study. And you can go and chat to the curriculum leaders about what the qualification looks like at Chiltern High School. So if your child can't decide between music and dance, they would visit the music stand, they would visit the dance stand, and then you guys would have a conversation about, you know, which one's going to be the best for the child. So the idea is you attend with your child. Parents will go into the parent speech for 15 minutes, and we'll look after all the students in the in the canteen, and they can have a little look themselves around the different kind of stalls that we have up. After that, in February, on Thursday, the 5th of February, we have an online parents' evening, because obviously we've already seen you in person in January for options evening. Now, it's really, really important that you consider who you book with for that parents' evening, because obviously we only have 5-minute slots and there's only a certain amount of people that you can see. But if your child has shown a real interest in a particular subject, it'd be a really good idea to chat to that teacher at this moment. And that's why we do the parents' evening after options evening. So you can really kind of hone in who you want to speak to and who it's important to speak to. So that's Thursday, the 5th of February. That will be online. And then obviously myself and Miss Osborne will be mooching around the teachers. So again, you can contact us if there's any issues. We do effort reports in autumn 2 and spring 2. The actual dates will come out over the next kind of term. We have academic reports. That's where we've been assessing you after the progress test, assessing the children, sorry, not you. After the progress test, that's spring 1 and summer 2. And then we have our kind of 2-weekly Chorlton Connection newsletter, and that's got all school celebration, and it'll have key student info for the year groups as well. We also have specific parental kind of events like this, evenings, like, for example, how we teach English and how we teach maths for our SEND students. It might be parenting courses of how to get your students to regulate on social media. So we've got loads of events through the year. They're just currently being calendared, and we didn't quite get it done for today. So they will be sent to you as a year group kind of specific email. So that's just to let you know that they are on the way, basically. Another date for your diary, which I thought of earlier and I've just whacked it on the end, is Wednesday the 7th of January. We have another parental event, online event with me, like this. That will be mainly, there'll be a few key messages that I'll need to give you, but that will mainly be the options process that I've already introduced in December to your children. So at some point in December, we'll have an options assembly, and I'll go through everything, kind of what they need to opt for, the process, how it works, options interviews, all those kind of things. I will go through with students. Then I will go through it with you as well. So you'll get a bit of a heads up before the options evening with me online. It'll be recorded, so if you can't attend, don't worry, it'll be recorded like it is today. And I'll just talk you through basically what I've talked the students through. So everybody is fully informed of how to opt, how best to opt, how to choose subjects. If your child is struggling with which subjects to choose, we've got loads of support in place to help them. And then it's quite a lengthy process. So, you know, we've got plenty of time. They've got plenty of assemblies, and they'll have a lot of dedicated form time to sit and chat to their form tutors. Their form tutors have gone through this option process with a year group twice before. So they are fully informed of how to support their students. And the options booklet should come out in December. That is the aim. So you've got kind of the Christmas period to have a little look over as well. And that's just a guideline of kind of what options we have available. So that is it from me for the parental event. I know that's a lot of information, but like I said, this has been recorded, so it'll be on the website tomorrow. Feel free to kind of go through that. I will put that key dates back up just in case you missed it. I'm going to attempt to go to chat. I am a drama teacher by trade, so my skills are not great online. Okay, so I understand that children were told at the end of some term. Okay, so it's setting. So setting in year 9 for English is mixed ability. That's not mixed ability until year 11. It's year 7 to 9. So they're not setted. They're banded, or it's mixed ability for year 7 to 9. That worked beautifully with our year 11s who've just gone. Then when they get into year 10 and 11, then we streamline it, and it works really, really well. We've got very experienced teachers in core. SSAT, oh, thank you, somebody's already answered. That's the year 8 question. Mixed ability, I don't believe me. Yeah, so yeah, year 11 on in mixed ability. It's year 7 to 9 only. So this is the last year of mixed ability. Then it gets streamlined because obviously science will do triple science and they will do core science. So they will be split, and they'll start to make those decisions kind of spring term moving forward into the summer term. So it'll start to kind of pass through then. I hope I've answered all those questions. If I haven't, please just post. That is it from me. I will stay online for the kind of next 5 minutes. If you've got any messages or any chats, I will stay online. Other than that, thank you very much for attending. Please let other parents know that this has been recorded. And any questions, please stay. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to work with your children this year. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you very much.